Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday, and I am going to review this book. And two thumbs up, hands down. It is the equivalent of two cookbooks in one. It has very basic cooking in here, type of stuff that would be done during a depression and could be done now. Ambrosia salad, 2 cups of strawberries, 2 cups of crushed pineapple, a cup of seedless grapes, a cup of pear juice, pear pieces, 2 cups of fruit juice, orange, or what you got, ½ cup peaches. All fruits are chopped. You soak gelatin, 3 tablespoons of gelatin, and ½ cup of water. You gotta dissolve this with a hot fruit juice. Chill. Blend mayonnaise, stir gently into fruits. Beat 1 cup cream, whipped very stiff. Fold in fruit mixture, pour into freezer trays overnight, and freeze for 3 hours. This will be a nice summer treat. Now the one I'm going to try is the apple candy cake. Yes, definitely. It's like 2 treats in one. Incredible. Oh crap. Well, that's just great. Now, you might hear the fuzzball Sarge. The cat's on the coffee table off to my right, and he is trying to get her to play. Now, it's for the first story out of this book, and that is in chapter 1. Let me get my put this up here so I can see it. I have a little piece of cardboard. I'm writing down chapters and stories that I want to share with you all. They're just going to be short ones. Alright, Grandma kept tables set for travelers. I was far luckier than most during the Depression. I was being raised by my grandma in a small Alabama town on Route 80, the only coast-to-coast highway in the nation at that time. Granddaddy was the depot agent for the Southern Railroad. Grandma, who we called Nanny, ran a gas station and general store on the highway. For a long time, the worst thing that happened was when the railroad cut Granddaddy's pay. Others weren't so fortunate. We'd see whole families walking Highway 90 past Nanny's store, their few possessions on their backs, with pieces of old automobile tires onto their feet in the place of shoes. Nanny had a warm, loving heart, and she couldn't bear to see the hardship. She had to do something to help. Whenever she spotted these wanderers, she sent them to our house, 2 blocks away, for a hot meal. She and Priscilla, our cook and housekeeper, kept a big table set in the backyard. And when there was always a big pot of beans on the stove and hot cornbread in the oven. Nanny also told Balio, a hired man, to find something for the men to do, even if it was just cutting wood for the fireplace, so they could feel they'd worked for their food and weren't getting a handout. Nanny was a wise woman. She knew those people had needs that went beyond hunger. Their spirits need to be fed too. Alright. There was always somebody eating at the table almost every day. When the weather was bad, Priscilla fed our guests on the long screened porch that ran alongside our house. Thankfully, food was not a problem for us. We kept chickens, raised a couple of little pigs each year, kept several cows, pear, cherry, and peach trees, provided us with jams, jellies, and preserves, and we could easily find persimmons, wild plums, dewberries, and blackberries in the woods near our house. Granddaddy and Balliol produced a bumper crop of vegetables each year, which Nanny and Priscilla would preserve shelf after shelf of fat mason jars. Much of the food was shared with others who were less fortunate. Nanny's generosity eventually cost her the store. She let many of her customers charge their purchases and continued to extend their credit even when she knew they could not repay her. She just couldn't bear to see people do with that. I don't know if Nanny ever collected the debts that were owed to her, but I do know that she and Granddaddy paid every penny they had owed, bankrupt or not. They were both fiercely honest people. My grandparents taught me a lot about life. They taught me not to judge a book by its cover, and that money means nothing compared to decency and character. That is a story in chapter 1 that really stood out to me. It reminded me of my late father. That's something he used to tell me. Money is nothing. It'll come and go. But genuinely being a good person, being of your word. Your word is your value. Your TVs, your cars, your phones, those aren't your word. Those aren't your value. Your word is your value. That is something that has been lost. And hopefully we can revive it. Anyway, I am steadily working on a list of stories that I will be sharing over the next 6 weeks because there's 6 chapters in this book. Currently, I'm on the one that started out with beans. How did that start out? I gotta go back and see how chapter, I think it's 4. Yeah, 4. It started out beans, bacon, and gravy. Hello, yes. I will pull up a chair for that. Alright, guys. I certainly hope you will go out and get this book. Tony got it on Amazon.com. It is worth the money and the time. The other book, it was like $5.70, and you get 2 books in one. So, I look forward to your thoughts. If you have this book, please share your favorite story out of chapter 1 with the page. I'll see you guys later.